chapters and 700 slokas. As Vinit told, there are total 18 chapters and 700 slokas. And it is like division in first 1 to 6 chapters. Krishna is explaining one aspect, and next 7 to 12 chapters, Krishna is explaining another aspect, and then next 6 chapters, Krishna is explaining another aspect. So first 1 to 6 chapters, Krishna is explaining about work, art of work. So how we should do our work. And then next 6 chapters, 7 to 12 chapters, Krishna is explaining about bhakti, that is devotion to Lord Krishna. And next 6 chapters, that is 13 to 18 chapters, Krishna is explaining about art of living in this world, how to live in this material world. And these are the 6 main aspects which Krishna is explaining in different these 3 divisions. And the core division is the middle 6 chapters, that is 13 to 18 chapters, which is bhakti. So, and we need about 2 also, like one is art of work in this material world, and also how to live in this material world. Krishna explaining in depth about what to eat, what not to eat, what to do, what not to do. So like this is like Bhagavad Gita book is like compared to a manual. Like if you purchase any product like a MacBook or a new phone, so you don't know many features of it and don't know how to operate it. So to operate that, we need a manual to look at it. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita is a manual for humankind, for ourselves. So to look at what we should do, what we should do in this material world, and how we should perform our work. So those are all explained elaborately in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna to Arjuna. So and also this one aspect of Bhagavad Gita. And next, another thing is Krishna also explained, mainly he entails the comprehension of 5 basic truths in Bhagavad Gita. So the 5 basic truths in Bhagavad Gita are like one is Jiva, that's we are the living entity, and the next he explained about Prakriti, that is material nature, and also explained about Kala, time, and also explained about Ishvara, the supreme controller, and last is Karma, that is the activity. So we are discussing about today activity, that is karma activity. So one is Jiva, one is Prakriti, one is Kala, and then is Ishvara, and then Karma. Total 5. These are the 5 basic truths Krishna explained in Bhagavad Gita. So all the concepts are based on this in Bhagavad Gita, all the verses also. So today we'll be taking essence of from first 1 to 6 chapters. We'll categorize into some 6 points and learn what about art of work. And then we are focusing on one basic truth, that is karma activity, so to understand more of it. So that is the brief about Bhagavad Gita. And just before entering to the session, there is one verse which is told by Shankaracharya in Gita Mahatmya. So that one verse is Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam Eko Deva Devaki Putra Eva Eko Mantra Tasya Namani Yani Karmapi Ekam Tasya Devasya Seva. So in this verse, Shankaracharya is telling there should be one scripture to study, that is Devaki Putra Geetam. Devaki Putra means son of Devaki, that is Krishna. So Devaki Putra Geetam, that is Bhagavad Gita. And Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva. So there will be one supreme personality of God, that is Krishna, Devaki Putra. And another he told about Eko Mantra Tasya Namani Yani. There should be one mantra, that is Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, to chant. And then Karmapi Ekam Tasya Devasya Seva. There should be one activity or one work, that one work should be service to supreme personality of Godhead. That's the main goal. Service to supreme personality of Godhead should be our activity. So with this, I'll start today's session. Approach, you can go to next slide, Proji. Yeah, with that basic introduction about Bhagavad Gita and basic truths of Bhagavad Gita and glorifying Bhagavad Gita, that we are going to read about today, the art of work. So we say that work is worship, correct? So work is mundane, but worship is divine. So how can the work, what we do, regular work, can it be worship? How is it possible? So that is possible if you follow these 6 tips from Bhagavad Gita given by Lord Krishna. That is, the first point will be work with knowledge that everything belongs to God. And second will be work dutifully without greed, do your best and leave the rest to God. And work with knowledge of goal of life. We should know what is the goal of life. And fourth point, give up unholy professions. And fifth point will be try to remember God by chanting Hare Krishna. And sixth point, don't tell all your talents and profession and offer them in the Lord's service. These are the 6 tips which will help us to make our mundane work to worship. So in this session, we'll go a bit deep into this, like one aspect, and we'll elaborate and understand what Krishna explained in this 6 tips in through the verses, what Krishna has explained. So uh, as we go to these 6 tips, maybe we should know a bit basics also. Like I felt like some basics we should go through. Like in the next slide, we'll be showing like what is soul. So as we are discussed in earlier sessions also, I'll just give brief about it, and then on some more points like spiritual world, material world, spiritual world. So those terms we will use in this session. Roji, can you go to the next slide? Yeah. So I just wrote some 4 points here from Bhagavad Gita verses. So these are like 4 points. I actually my laptop I could not share. There is some issue, but I'll try to recite those verses. I want to show all of you those verses as well. One second. Yeah. So as these verses will help us to understand the basic things like soul, what is spiritual world. So then we can set the stand for understanding the 6 points in this session today. Like first point I made, this material world is not all in all, soul exists. Material body is not all in all, soul exists. So as we see, our covering as the material body, like we see the body, and we think that is all in all. But as all of us know, earlier sessions also we read that soul exists. That's the main point. So as verses told in Bhagavad Gita by 2.20 by Krishna, that najayate mriteva kadachim ayam bhutva bhavita na bhuyaha ajjonitva shashvatvam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. So for soul there is no neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being. He does not come into being. Will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. When the body is slain, the soul continues to exist. Soul will go into another body. Krishna explained this in Bhagavad Gita. That means we should focus the aspect that we are not just the body. So to understand this, I have given one picture there, the coconut picture. If you see, that will be like a nice example to understand. So what I'm trying to say is, in earlier sessions, once Goshen Gopinath explained about, we are, as per whatever we see, we are made up of 3 layers. First layer is cross body, second layer is subtle body, third layer is we are the soul. So the first layer is gross body, which you can see that coconut, the first top layer is the green layer, correct? And the second layer is the brown layer. The third layer is that white layer. That is the main substance of whole coconut, correct? So if you see, the top layer is the gross layer is made up of earth, water, fire, air, and ether, Panchamahabhuta. Krishna told in Bhagavad Gita that we are made up of these 5 elements. That is what we see outside, cross, which we can observe. The second layer is subtle, which we cannot see. That is mind, intelligence, and false ego. The third layer is the soul. So even subtle we cannot see. Subtler than that is soul. So Keshaka Satavagasha is 1/10,000th the tip of a hair, our soul, which we cannot see. So we are made up. We can see that these are the 3 layers. Like one layer is gross, which we made up of earth, water, fire, and ether. Second layer is mind, intelligence, and false ego. And the last the subtle layer is the soul, which we are. If you see coconut, whenever you see coconut, you should understand that these are 3 layers which we are made up of. The second point is that this life is not all in all. Many more lifetimes exist. So as in verses, many verses, Krishna explains to Arjuna that this life is not all in all, and even tells to Arjuna also. He tells to Arjuna that Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, in the verse he explains, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjuna tani aham veda sarvani natvam vetta parantapa. Krishna says here, many births you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot. Subduer of the enemy. And also it tells another verse, Dehinusneta dehe komaram evanam tera tadehantara prapetira tatrana maheti. It tells that after leaving this body, as we are passing in this same body from boyhood to old age, similarly we'll pass to another body. So this life is not all in all. There are many more lifetimes exist. So we have to be very careful. So how we got this life? Similarly, we may get another life based on our actions in this life. And third point is, this material world is not all in all. Spiritual world exists. So we think that whatever we are here, this is what life ends with, everything what we have. No, there is spiritual world from where we have come from. So it exists. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita again with that verse. It tells that Natat Bhashayate Suryo Ashashanko na Pavaka Yadgatva Nivartante Taddama Paramamama. It tells that That supreme abode of mind is not illuminated by sun or moon, not by the fire or electricity. Those who reach it, they will never return to this material world. He explained very clearly that that's the spiritual world where there is no need of sun or moon, and whoever reaches it, they will not return to this material world. He's promising that the spiritual world exists, and then we are not all in all. Above us, God exists. We think that we are the doer of activities and we are doing everything. No, but above us, that is God who is controlled. We are controlled by God. We are not the controllers. So it is explained by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita in 3rd chapter 27th verse. Prakriti kriyamanani gune karmani sarvasa ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. We are bewildered by our influence of false ego, thinks we are the doer of the activities. Krishna tells that are actually carried out by 3 modes of material nature. And he also tells that the material nature is working under his direction. How? He tells in 9th chapter, Mayadakshana Prakriti, Suyate Sacharacharam, Etunana Hena Kaunteya, Jagat Viparivartate. It tells that this material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction. So, son of Kunti. So all moving and non-moving beings under my rule, they create, annihilate again and again. Krishna explains this. So these are like a few basic verses which you want to tell you before starting the session. Like we can keep, like we are the soul and we come from spiritual world, and this material world is temporary. As Krishna explained, this dukkhalayam ashashvatam, and we are made up of soul, that is Satchitananda Vigraha. Sat means full of knowledge. Chit means full of Sat means eternal. Chit means full of knowledge. Ananda means full of bliss. So the 3 layers I explained about: gross, subtle, and then soul. Soul is made up of Satchitananda, the part and parcel of God. And there's many more lifetimes exist, and material world is there, spiritual world is there from where we have come from. That should be our goal. And then we understood that we are not all in all, God exists. So till now, I covered few basics of it. So we will go to next slide now. So in the next slide, we will be discussing the main verse in Bhagavad Gita. Most of us know this verse because whenever we talk about art of work, people generally pick this verse as a discussion point. So this verse is very famous in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter for 47th verse. So the verse is Karmane vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbur ma te sangostu karmani. So the translation is like this: you have right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourselves the cause of result of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. This is the core verse of Bhagavad Gita, which explains about art of work, especially. So karmaneva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. So we should try to perform a prescribed duty, but the second line is ma phaleshu kadachana. That means, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Generally, we miss this second part. That is giving our fruits, our results of our activity to God. And we should never consider ourselves to the cause of result of our activities, and never be attached to not doing our duty. This is like how to understand this. Like you are saying to do the duty. For example, mother's duty to cook. So she tell that my duty to cook, but I don't worry about how the food comes out. So I don't care about how it is. So it is not like that. And another example is like I'll study and I'll scribble something in the exam. I will not worry about my marks. Not like that. So we should do our prescribed duty, and we should not should do a prescribed duty, but should not expect the results. And also at the same time, we should do our best to do that activity, and God will give the results. And we should never consider that we are the cause of those results, and should never attach to the results as well. So in this, we'll go to the next slide now. We'll understand depth in this verse discussion points. So in this verse, because this based on this verse only, few tips I've added. Like now in this verse, basically this verse discussion points very important. Like Krishna is telling here to offer whatever you do the activity or work in this material world as a result to him. So if you see here, why Krishna wants to enjoy the fruits himself. So if I understand this point, like all our abilities, whatever abilities we got, everything we got, it's come from Krishna only. So Krishna is giving those abilities to us. With these abilities, we are doing this work, and whatever we are getting with these abilities, we are giving as a result to God. And I just wrote one small story to understand this. Very few minutes it will take to explain. Like there is one student who is very desperate to go to US by writing JRE, and he was preparing so nicely. Father was helping him very nicely to prepare for the exam. So he wrote GRE exam. He got good marks. He get into he got admission in very good college, and he went to US. His father helped him all the ways to go to US, and he got completed his MS there, and he got very good job there. He was paying around in hand only around $6,000 every month, and but his father used to tell him, uh, whatever you're getting as a salary, $6,000, please, I mean, transfer $5,000 to me every month. The remaining $1,000 you have to use for yourself. But whenever the salary comes, $5,000 has to be transferred to my account. He was thinking, "Arey, what is this? My father is telling me to give all the money to me. What I should do? $1,000, how I can survive? It will be like uh, perfectly fit for my water regular activities. I cannot do anything extra." So he was doing like this, and for years past, he was doing the same activity. One day, his father told that he had to come back to India for some function, and he told his son came back to India, and his father settled a marriage for him with a nice girl. And he told he also liked, and he father married his son to a nice, very well cultured girl. So when the father married him, immediately father in the marriage he gave him a gift. That is all the money whatever he took from son, he was saved in account and has given everything to his son back. And he told that now when the money was with you, you would have spoiled it. So now I am saving everything and giving to you because now you are responsible and you have a wife, you have family, and she will take care of you now. So in that way, similar way, how in this example we understand that God takes the results. He is giving everything to us. Everything, every ability of us is given by God, and he's asking results to us because he's asking results of our activities. He'll give us the best benefit. He'll become purified whenever he gives the results to God. So in how we see an example, the father is helping the son, but not to spoil him, not to get spoiled. And whenever he's responsible, then he will be very careful. Similar way, God, if you give the results to the God and God's service, definitely will get purified and we will be free from our sins. That's the first story. And the second, I explained about how always we think that um, we are proud that we are doing our activities. So there is one more example that without God, nothing will be sanctioned. Like we think that we do the activity, and one will be proud of that activity. So one more story I told here is from Upanishad, that once Devatas had a battle with the demons, and in that battle Devatas won, and Devatas very proud about it, and they're boasting that they won the battlefield. But all the Devatas, all their abilities and strength are coming from Krishna only. So then they're very proud. Krishna wants to show. Then he throwed a blade of grass, and he told Devatas to move it. So Varuna came, he could not blow it. Agni came, he could not burn it. So Indra came, he could not do anything with it. So finally, they all got humiliated, and they were going back. And Parvati asked, "Why? Where are you going?" So they told Parvati that we are being humbled by Lord, so we could not able to move grass. So that's why we say, no, so without Lord's sanction, even a blade of grass cannot move. So that was the story. So all our abilities come from Krishna, and we are as a part and parcel of Krishna, as the fingers are part and parcel of us. Like whenever you close the door, we cannot say our finger or a hand close the door. So we close the door. Similarly, we do any activity as we are part and parcel of Krishna, like finger or a hand. Similarly, we do Krishna does everything. Whenever anything happens, any success happens, because of Krishna it happened, not because of me. Because of Krishna it happened. Because all the ability comes from Krishna. So but our mood should be in this way. Anything wrong happened because of my lack of skills, it happened. So therefore, we never consider ourselves the cause or result of our activities, but still we do our duty with our best. You can go to next slide too. So yeah, now I'll go to now it will be like brief. Now you all got understanding of how it will be. Like the first tip will be everything belongs to God. As all of us know, no one can manufacture anything in this world. Like example of all eatables, even a piece of grain cannot be manufactured in the labs. Everything is supplied by God. So uh, but we scientists are proclaiming that we'll do everything, we'll able to produce, but nothing is possible through labs. So we should pray for God for our daily food. Means we have to get the grains and fruits, vegetables, everything supplied by God only. And Lord also tells in Bhagavad Gita that uh, he'll be providing. He is Aham Bija Prajapita. He's a seed giving father for all living entities. and he provides us heat, he provides us light, he provides all the necessary things for all of us to live in the material world, like sunlight, water, uh, herbal medicines, everything provided by Lord to us. So you can go to next slide too. So yeah, see, like I mentioned here, like the Krishna is giving everything for all of us. Like there is verse in Bhagavad Gita that even all the elements, whatever you manufacture the things, everything comes from Krishna only. Like I explained the verse Bhumi Raponola Vayu Kamana Buddhi Devata, like earth, water, fire, air, and ether. All our elements are, he tells in Bhagavad Gita, those are his energies. So whatever you manufacture, everything comes from that to 5 elements only. These are the main 5 elements which you manufacture. Those all comes from Krishna. So all the main elements come from Krishna only, and we take them, we use them, but we are telling that we are the doers. So example I'll tell. A carpenter comes to your home and he wants to make a furniture. So you take all the ingredients, you make a furniture, and carpenter claims that it is my furniture. No, no, the furniture is yours. All the elements are given by him, but the furniture is yours. Carpenter cannot claim it. So similarly, all the elements are given by God. So we use it. Finally, all these results of the should be given to God back, because all the elements are given by God for all of us to survive. We should offer it as a service to God. You can go to next slide too. Yeah, I told the carpenter example. So as from this we understand that everything is owned and controlled by God. So we think that we are the controllers, no, but everything is owned and controlled by God, and we should thank Him for giving all these things to us, offering the results of our work. Basically, how we should offer the results, I explained here a few points, like food, whatever we eat, we can offer to God and have it. And we have sometimes can spend, we can in the whole 24 hours, we can spend some time for doing spiritual activities. Like all of you are doing that now. So I would like to heartily appreciate all of you taking out your time, valuable time, and attending this kind of sessions, which really help us to elevate our consciousness. So we should give our time to learn spiritual things, as we are spirit soul, part and parcel of God. We should spend money, should donate, should give contribution. That's our fruit. Whenever we work, the fruit of our work is income or money, which should can use first in the service of Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you can directly use or find, or indirectly also we can help in the Lord's mission, offering the result of our activity. And give your energy. Energy means doing some service in temple. You can do some service in temple. So that also you can use your results in the Lord's service. So we should thank for giving all everything and use all abilities to serve the Lord in all the ways. So yeah, this is the first tip one, which I explained that. So everything is owned and controlled by God. So we should thank Him for offering the results of our work by these activities, like our food, time, energy, and money. We should offer it. By doing that, it will become purified, and we will be elevated in spiritual life. That will be worship now. Whatever we do is work, is a mundane work. But how it is becoming worshipping now? Because we are offering the fruits, as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 2.4 onwards, the results of our activities to God. Yeah, this is the first point. And second point, we'll go to the next slide. So the step 2 is, without greed, we should work and do our best and leave the rest. We should not get tensed. We should do our best, whatever we can do, and we should leave the rest to God. So generally, there are two kinds of people, which some people say that everything is hard work. Do hard work, we'll get success, and everything happens like that because of our work only. They are called karmavad. And there are some people, everything happens by God's grace. Everything God does. That is daivavad. So those two are extreme approaches. You should take the middle approach. The middle approach is that we should do our endeavor, the best, and God gives the results. This is our endeavors. So that will be the middle approach. So example is like Pandavas. You see Pandavas, there are 5 Pandavas. Like there are 5 Pandavas, the 5 warriors are there. There are very great warriors. So in the 5 warriors, can anyone tell? Like I'll explain few. So Bhima is famous for mace fighting. Arjuna is famous for Gandiva bow. And does anyone know what Dharmaraj is famous for? Dharmaraj is famous for what fighting? You can put in the chat. Okay, I'll tell. So Dharmaraj is famous for javelin throw. He is famous for javelin throw. And Nakul and Sahadev famous for? Anyone knows? Nakul and Sahadev famous for? Anyone? Okay. So Nakul and Sahadev, they are famous for sword fighting. So they are very, very expert in sword fighting. All these are 5 great international champions. But still, you see the Pandavas, although they are very competent, but still they always depend on Lord. So uh, we should learn from them, like how Krishna and Arjuna. You see, Arjuna is sitting on the chariot, and Krishna is holding the ropes of the chariot. Arjuna has given the ropes to Krishna, and Arjuna is following the directions of Krishna. And Arjuna is not just sitting on the chariot and sleeping. No, he's fighting. He's best. Not that Krishna will take over of all the war. No, Arjuna is doing his best in the battlefield. So we should do our best and depend on Lord's mercy. So our own capabilities are not enough. Ultimately, we will win only by God's grace. So only by God's grace we can flourish in any of our activity. This is shown by Pandavas in their example also. So there are only 5 Pandavas, but there are 100 Kauravas. Who won the battle at the end? Pandavas on the battlefield. So that is a sign of intelligence. So it is not a weakness, but depending on the God. People tell that he is very weak, he's depending on the God. No, it's a sign of intelligence. So example I wrote here of baby. So generally small babies, they are dependent on the parents. Like a small baby carrying by mother, mother carries the baby everywhere. She travels, she boards a bus, she walks on the road, she here and there. But baby is peaceful sleeping on the mother because in the shelter, it's dependent on the parent. And the same baby left on the road, not noticed by anyone, are independent. So sometimes roads are lorries are coming or elephant is coming on the other side. So they are in danger. So independence is always danger. So always we should be dependent on the Lord, and then only we will be safe. So and that is called sign of intelligence. We should always depend. We should do our part and depend on God's grace. And what is the definition of success? Definition of success means doing one's best within our norms, and we should depend on blessings of God and superiors. That is the definition of success. What Pandavas did the same thing. So what they did, they do our best within their norms, and they depend on Lord's and superiors' blessings. So that should be the definition of success. And they got the success as well. From them we can learn they did their best and leave the rest to Lord. And the one more point I want to tell you here is how we should not take things in other way. Like for example, we should do our best, but if something happens in different way, we should not take it wrongly. Example is like now we plan something which is not happening. So always there will be we plan something and it will not happen. That means when things doesn't go in our way, we should never get frustrated and disturbed. We should not go into depression and commit suicides. That's what happening in current society. So when things doesn't go in their way, they become frustrated and they're committing suicides. So we should always be in a thought, or we should be in a mood that whatever God does is best for us, and we should do our best and leave the rest. Depends on His mercy, and we should accept it. Now in this example, like I want to explain like how whatever God does is best for us. He's a person. He was thinking. I saw one I wrote an example of pumpkin and banyan fruit. Like there was a big pumpkin fruit. Pumpkin is very huge, right? So, but the plant of pumpkin is like small creeper, very small creeper. So, but it's a huge fruit, and it was very small creeper to hold that pumpkin. But if you see, there's a big banyan tree with small banyan fruits. He was telling, "Arey, what is this God creation?" He is having a big pumpkin, small creeper, and very big tree, but small fruit. He went for a slip below a big banyan tree. From the top, that small banyan tree fell on his head, and immediately he got up. He saw there is a swelling on his head. Okay, he felt very painful, and he thought immediately a thought came into mind. Yes, God knows His creation. He knows all of us. He knows what is best. So why he thought is because if that pumpkin fruit would have been there at the top with that very top tree, he would have fell on his head. He would have died. So and the small banyan tree fell because he survived. So God knows where to keep what and what is best for all of us. Another thing is one more example I wrote is a man with a tooth broke. So this small analogy I want to explain you is like a man which is he's having a lot of a man is always having the fear to go to hospital, because when you go to hospital they charge a lot, right? They give a lot of bills to pay you. So he doesn't want to go to hospital. Only when he was in home, a brick fell on his head, and because of brick fell on his face, that tooth injured. He has taken it to hospital to they want to take him to hospital, but doesn't want to go. He's telling all of them, hey, why we need to go to hospital? If you go to hospital, you need to pay a lot of bills. I don't want to go to hospitals. So then they told, no, you had to go because it will get infected otherwise. They rushed him to hospital. He was yelling, he should not go to hospital. After reaching hospital, everything treatment got over. Immediately asked doctor, what is the bill? Doctor told, it is around 2000 rupees. Then that's why I told I don't want to come to hospital. They always keep charging a lot of bills, so I doesn't want to come to hospital something. So just then immediately they got a call. Who brought him to hospital? Wife and all, they got a call. Our whole roof got collapsed. So whole roof got collapsed, and if he was there at that point of time, he would have died. Correct. The whole roof got collapsed, and they came to know that uh, we will have some plan, but what God does also should accept sometimes, because that is God. God knows what best to us. And now he would have brought to us. We would not have brought to hospital. What happens? He would have been died there. That one more example I want to explain that. So till now, any questions? Or is it clear? I'll try to keep it to small examples, but yeah, then it will be. So this is a tip two: just do our best and leave the rest. And when things doesn't come in way, we should not get frustrated or depressed. We should understand that God does best for us. What is best for us? You can go to next slide too. And there are so many other examples which I want to quote from, like scriptures also. Like, we are not in control of these things in world. So we know how when we are a small baby in the mother's womb, like how our growth happens. So a lot of description given by Krishna and means Vasudev in Srimad Bhagavatam, explaining about how the baby's growth in womb happens very clearly. So no one knows exactly. Even before science discovered it, it was explained clearly in Bhagavatam. So that growth happens because of Lord, and it is not in our control as well. And even we see when you are small, you have milk teeth, and even now when we grow, we eventually one teeth will fall down, we'll get the permanent teeth. Who is doing this all these activities? So everything is done by Lord. So, and I wrote one more example of their doctor. Like he's a very nice doctor. He tells that I heard from one of the lecture that doctor writes on his table that I treat, God heals. So he gives the treatment, but he'll pray the God to heal for us. So that should be our mood. We do our best, leave the rest to God. So as the doctor very nicely said, Dr. Gupta in Delhi, saying, I treat, God will heal. So God heals it. In that way, we should be our mood. Next slide two. So same way, no, before this, yeah, just one more example of farmer. So as everything is not in our hands, should endeavor our best, and God will give the results. Example of farmer. So farmer means he will try to he should do his best in his activities. For example, what is the main activity? He has to plow the agriculture field, and he has to plow the seeds there. Then only he has to do that activity. Then only rains will come. Then only plants will come. If he doesn't do the activity only, if he not do to do his best, then how will expect the result? To do our best, and then God leave the rest to God. So rains are dependent on God. So God has to give. So God has to give the results based on our endeavor. So that is the example. And as everything not in our hands, we should never go in other way. We should never go deviated or depressed. So we should always think that God does best for us. Just our patience to wait and see. So we should do our best and leave the rest to God. This is about tip two. So doing our best and leaving the rest. And then we'll go to tip three. So tip three is explaining about understanding the goal of life. Like we do activity, we are doing our work activity, but is that the main goal of life? We should understand what is the goal of life now. Like as we explained in daily sessions also, like our goal of life should be understanding our constitutional position, like who are we, where we have come from, why are in this material world, who has given parents to us, why all these things are happening, why birth, old, disease, death, and are coming. So understanding these aspects are also part of our life. As we know that there are our responsibilities, family responsibilities also, as in our culture, and also we also should have our spiritual duties as well. But we should have this both go in a balance as a railway track. So there are two wheels, right? One wheel is on the material things or what are material responsibilities. Similarly, we should have one more track on our spiritual responsibilities also. Understand what is the goal of life, not just doing the work. Understand also what is our goal. What is our goal? So this is the verse in Bhagavad Gita which Krishna explains. Shreyan Dravya Maya Yajna Jnana Yajna Parantapa Sarvam Karma Kilam Pata Jnana Parisham Parisamapyate. The sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than the mere sacrifice of material possessions. So the sacrifice what we are doing, like offering the results back to God or whatever we do as a work, we should do with the knowledge what we are doing, on how we should doing. So we should always work with the knowledge of goal of our life. The goal of our life should be always gain from the miseries of this material world and return home, go back to Godhead. If you see in the chart, I have explained there. I have shown the small picture to understand more nicely that how if you see down there is a Karna ocean where Mahavishnu is lying, and from Mahavishnu small planets are there, small rounds are there. That is where we are there in Brahmanda. Every Brahmanda there is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Brahma comes, and Brahma in that Brahma is the topmost, Brahmaloka is topmost. The next 14 planetary systems are there. But above this, above this we see there is spiritual world, Vaikuntha Loka and Goloka Vrindavan at the topmost. So there is a material world, there is spiritual world. So we should aim at spiritual world. That will be our goal. So as explained by Acharyas, that material world is a hospital, not a hotel. This example is very easy to understand. So we all know that we are suffering in this material world. Am I right? Like there are so many miseries here. So we always inflicted by so many miseries. So Krishna also explains in Bhagavad Gita, the dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So this material world is temporary and always unhappy. Always the material world is compared to a hospital and not a hotel. So why we have to take this example? Easy to understand. So we should, what is our goal? Our goal should be like going back to the spiritual world. That should be our goal. As a soul, we are part and parcel of God. So our goal should be always again going back to that position. So now we are in material world now. We do our activities here. But how we should do the activities? Like a hospital, not like a hotel. Whenever we go to hospital, what happens? I'm diseased condition, then only I'll go to hospital. So the doctor will prescribe me that this is the medicine you have to take. Like these are the medicines, these are the diet you have to take. Okay, and that diet only I have to take. I should not take anything else. But in hotel, when I go, what happens? I can choose whatever I want. That's my own enjoyment, right? I choose my menu and I tell I want this item, I want that item. Correct, no? But we are not at that state. We are in a disease state. That is hospital. So material world is compared to hospital where we should get cured by following the doctor's prescription. Then we get cured and go back to spiritual world. And we should come out of that enjoying mentality, like a hotel where I want to enjoy myself. So if you follow the doctor's prescription, like whatever he gives, so we'll get cured of the disease and eventually we'll get to the normal position. So if you are in diseased position and like for example, I'm having a fever or a high fever, if I take a big plate of food and eat, will it be good? No, not possible. Similarly, we are also in disease condition. Like in conditioned state, we are controlled by three modes of material nature. There is mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. We are always controlled by all these three things. So in this disease state, we cannot enjoy independent. We cannot enjoy fully. We cannot enjoy it. So we can do it when we are out of that state. So we should get revive ourselves by following the instructions given by doctor or Bhagavad Gita or spiritual masters. What are they given? Follow. Then we will get revived and we'll go back to spiritual world. Eventually, we will have eternal happiness and bliss in spiritual world. And yeah, we should know the goal of life. Not that we are going in a flight and the pilot tells that there is some bad news, there is some problem in the flight, and he was going in the flight in the one direction. Immediately he lost his way. He went somewhere else. He doesn't know where he's going. He's keep on going only. And he tells that now no issues in the flight, but still we are going. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going. So we should not be like that. We should be like in a mode of and having some goal in our life, along with our family responsibilities, our work, everything. We should have some goal, small short-term goals or long-term goals. We should have. Short-term goal is, yes, I'm attending touchstone. We should keep on revising the sessions, whatever we learned, and slowly increase in our spirituality, and keep our commitment little bit more. Slowly progress in the Krishna consciousness. So that is our goal, and that will help us to reach our goal, that is going back to Godhead. That should be a spiritual world. Yeah. Even if you see our topic, our group name is Touchstone. So Touchstone is called Chintamani. So the spiritual description is given in Brahma Samhita by Brahma. Chintamani prakarasatma shukalpa vriksha akshavrate surabhi ravipalayantam Lakshmi sahasra satam brahma sevya manam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. It explained that the spiritual world is made up of all the touchstones. All the walls are made up of touchstones. Whatever you touch, you desire, you will get it. Similarly, touchstone, that's the meaning of touchstone. So Hare Krishna Mahamatra is like a touchstone. To touch it, we will get whatever we need. That is that's why we should make our goal as going back to Godhead. That is spiritual Lord. And in next session, maybe in future sessions, they'll go in deep about aspects which I told in earlier, like 5 aspects of Bhagavad Gita and soul aspect more in detail in future sessions. We go to next tip, Prabhu. So giving up unholy professions, like this is like should refrain ourselves from things which are harmful to us, our body, mind, and well-being. Like there are four, as per scriptures, there are four things which we should not do. Like especially is explained in four things, like illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, and meat eating. These are the four things which we should not indulge ourselves while doing our work. For example, a person working in a bar directly is involving with the sinful activity, which is related to breaking the regulative principle. There are some rules given by God which we should follow in the material world. To break the rule, it's like more we involving in the sin. So we are involving in doing sin. That is like papa. So by doing these activities, we get entangled here again and again. So we should always do an activity like it, as I explained. That activity should be devotional service to God. Whatever do activity, we should not indulge directly into the sinful activities like this. Like a person working for a tobacco factory or this kind of things. So we should try to avoid this. As we avoid slowly we should avoid as much as possible. We should avoid this. So what happens? We should be relieved from the stresses and we should be relieved from doing the sin, and then slowly we'll get purified. Uh, and then we eventually should give up those kind of unholy professions that really help us our body, mind, and well-being. Uh, if we keep on doing this activity, what happens? We degrade ourselves. We will not able to indulge in any kind of spiritual activity. We will not show any interest because that is right related to sin. So that's why we should always make a priority to give up those kind of unholy professions and take a profession which will be very favorable to proceed in our goal of life. That is going back to spiritual world. Yeah. So tip 4 is giving up unholy professions. So there is one question: where will there be desires in the spiritual world? Sorry if my question is wrong. So yes, as I explained earlier, spiritual world, there will be desires. Everyone will have the desires there. All are having their own free will, as we are here. Similarly, there also. The spiritual world, all the desire of every living entity, even all the living entities like cows, like bees, so parrots, all the living entities, their only desire will be to serve and please the Lord. They will be having only that desire in their mind. Whatever activities they do, they try to please the Lord. So that's the discussion of spiritual world. They will be having in the mood of loving and serving the God. But here, our main motive will be our own enjoyment. We have to serve our own senses. We plan to serve our own senses here in the material world, and we try to enjoy and we control. But in spiritual world, the desires will be in that way. There always propensity to love and serve the God. They are desire. Yeah. So that was the thing. That was the yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So next tip 4 is over now. Tip 5. So tip 5 is already discussed in many sessions. Like tip 5 is very, very important. That is remembering the God by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we already know this mantra. So Hare Krishna is called Maha Mantra because mantra means Manastrayate iti mantra. So which delivers our mind. So mind is very difficult to control. We will because of our own mind, we get entangled in many things, and that one which delivers our mind is mantra. That is Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So in different yugas, there are different types of perfections. Like in Satya Yuga, there is some Satya Yuga people have different kind of perfection, where people do meditation on super soul for many thousands of years, 60,000, 70,000 years, because their lifetime is long. In Dwapar Yuga, in Treta Yuga, people do lot of yajna with lot of pure things offering to Lord. And Treta Yuga, in Dwapar Yuga, they used to do opulent temple worship. So in those yugas, there is lifetime is more compared to Kali Yuga. But in Kali Yuga, the lifespan is very less. People are very disturbed. People are very lazy. People are very unfortunate, and that's why Lord has given all his potencies in the name, holy name. So Lord has invested all his potencies just by taking the Lord's names. So we'll be always in touch with the God. Like just a phone call. If you want to talk to someone, just make a call. So we'll be in touch with the God by just by taking the beat and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. As I told, the whole day of our activity, karma means activity. Whatever we do, should spend some time by chanting the Lord's names. So spend some time reading the Lord's scriptures like Bhagavad Gita. Like that, we should make our work as also as an activity is also worship. Then only work will become worship. Yeah, tip 6 too. I mean, yeah, this some more explanation is there about this mantra. I'll just explain two more in few more slides. Like, you can go to next slide, bro. Yeah, I want to explain here. This is like, as scientists, they also observed people who are chanting, and they have come up with a nice analysis. And this is like, brain emits waves, some frequency of cycles per second. So we'll be in different by being this wave cycle, they can tell we are in which state we are. So there is a sleepy zone, there is a drowsiness zone, there is a mantra meditator in alpha zone, which is a relaxed and alert zone. There is an active zone, there is hyperactive zone. If the waves are in the range of this till 3, then it is a sleepy zone, and it's drowsiness zone if it is in the range of 8. Above 8 and below 13, there is a relaxed alert zone. So generally, if you see, if you are in that zone, we will be very relaxed and very alert in our zone. So whenever people do mantra meditations like Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, so people generally easily come to that zone. So where they are free from lot of stress, tension, and other things. So they get relieved from so many other aspects. And even it is a spiritual activity, which definitely helps to grow in spiritual life also, to elevate us. This is I think even they have an instrument. I forgot the name. Some meter is there which tells the brain waves. So when we go into deep meditation, we can easily by brain waves we can tell we are in which state. So when you go into meditation, especially mantra meditation, we'll be in the relaxed alert zone. Yeah, that was the research done by scientists. Next slide, Prabhu. So a few slides I've added for a few great people. Like his name is Jane Claude Halice. So he's one of the great director in 3M Incorporation. So he tells that everything started happening for me when I began chanting Hare Krishna. He's doing is a great, means he's having a very great success in his work. But everything happened by chanting Hare Krishna. He tells that by chanting Hare Krishna, it helps him in many ways to be focused. For work to be done in 8 hours, he could be able to finish in 4 hours, 3 hours because of relaxed zone. And he's one example. Another example is next slide. Another example is a person most of us know. He's a Ford company chairman's grandson. So he's Albert Bushford. So he's a person who sees family together. They are also married. They are also nicely performing their activity, their work, and offering the results to God. So they are also chanting Hare Krishna. That made a tremendous impact in my life. He's telling it made a tremendous impact in my life. So one of the example. One more example is ND Desai. So Dr. ND Desai. He is a Srinathji Prabhu. He passed away, but he has a very nice example to set up. So he is having a own factory, and he has inspired many people in Mumbai. So he tells that I have been chanting Hare Krishna for many years, and I have never found anything more pleasurable than this. See? Saying that is more pleasurable to do an activity. So if we do any activity, after sometimes we feel bored. But this one activity, chanting Hare Krishna mantra, is always pleasurable. You'll never get bored chanting this. So these are the examples of solid. There are many more. These are the examples who tells that they used to carry their work as a worship, and they do the practice of following these tips. Yeah. So next slide. So then comes the last slide, which is very, very important. That last tip 6 is dovetail your talents and professions and other offer them in Lord's service. Is like I may be in different professions. I am a doctor, I'm an engineer, I am a electrician, or whoever you may be. Whatever talent you have, you can engage in the Lord's service. So like now here Arjuna is a warrior. So Krishna told Arjuna, you are a warrior, you fight for me. That is your duty. So then Arjuna hears instructions of Krishna and he fought the battle. So there's a verse in Bhagavad Gita which Arjuna tells, Mama, Krishna tells, Mama Anusmar Iddacha. Krishna tells to Arjuna that you remember me and you fight the battle. So Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna, and at the same time you carry out prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. See, Krishna is telling Arjuna very clearly. Similarly, whatever activity we do that activity and remember Krishna at the same time by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and should dedicate the results of our activities to God. Then eventually, whatever we follow, definitely Krishna is promising that we'll go back to Him. So if a person having different talent, person having singing, painting, they can sing for Krishna, they can dance for Krishna, they can write a poem for Krishna. So like you can help many of the whatever talents you have should dovetail in Krishna service. Dovetail, that will become purified and will elevate. We'll get an opportunity to elevate, advance in spiritual life. So this will definitely will elevate. So this complete total tip 6. Total tip 6. First tip, I'll just revise first tip 1. Tip 1 is doing your activity, thinking that knowledge of everything belongs to God and it's constant control of God. And second tip 2 is do your best and leave the rest. And tip 3 is knowing the goal of our life and doing an activity. Tip 4 is giving up unholy professions. Tip 5 is chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, remembering the God while doing the activity. And tip 6 is donating our talents to Krishna service. So whatever we have, our best ability, our mind, our energy, our time, our we can offer it to Lord's service. So if you can't do anything, you can donate some percentage of our income to Lord's service. In a day, 24 hours a day, spend some time for Lord's chanting. And if you build a big house, give some small place for Lord and worship Him. So we should always read scriptures of Hare Krishna, read scriptures of Bhagavad Gita, and in that way we'll progress in spiritual life. So project 520 now. So total I could cover tip 6 till tip 6. I may take 5 more minutes, bro. Is it okay or?
Please carry on.
Okay, yeah. So these are the 6 tips which really helps us to make our work a worship. Work is mundane, but we can make it worship by following these 6 tips in our life. So just I want to give few explanation about what is this what is meant by yoga. Today is International Yoga Day. So we can go to next slide too. Yeah. So you can what actually yoga means? Yoga means literally means union with love between soul and God. So as in last session also, Sankar Thakur was telling that main reason of our suffering in this material world is because of lost relationship with our God. So yoga will help us to really union with God. Again, means yoga means a link. That's a link which is missing link, which you missed. That yoga means again reunion with the God. You go to previous slide too. Yeah, it means union in love with between the soul and God. That is the real meaning of yoga. So yoga is a person whose life and activities are oriented towards establishing his relationship with the God. So should make our activity such a way, should establish that link, which is the missing link. Yoga means the link, which means the union between the love and God. So which we have missed. We should made our activity such a way that we should re-establish the link between ourselves and the God. So it can be done by anyone, like doctor, engineer, professor, or housewife, whoever it may be. We can take up this activity. So there are many types of yoga Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, but Krishna tells that out of all the yogas, the topmost yoga is Bhakti Yoga. So all the middle chapters of Krishna explains about Bhakti Yoga is very nicely explains about Bhakti Yoga there. So a Bhakti Yoga is especially meant for doing this service to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there are 9 limbs of devotional service which we Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita also. That 9 limbs of devotional service which we do as an activity as service to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we progress in spiritual life by following this 9 limbs of devotional service. So Bhakti Yoga is very joyful, as Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita also. He tells that Susukum Kartum Avyayam. It's like a most joyful process. Chanting, reading scriptures, discussing with devotees. It's the most joyful process. If you see the next slide, put next slide too. I'll just end here with this one slide. So it's like you do different kinds of activities. They engage as service to Lord. So very joyfully performing those activities. If you dance for Lord. If you sing for the pleasure of the Lord. So and especially we should engage ourselves in chanting the names of God. It is meant for this Kali Yuga. By doing that, we'll get purified. So Bhakti Yoga is also about doing things with love and devotion to Lord will please the Lord. In that way, we'll advance in devotional service. So this weekend, the people who are very happily performing the devotional activities. So the most joyful yoga is Bhakti Yoga. Following Bhakti Yoga will be very joyful. So by this slide, I want to conclude today's session. So
please, if there are any questions, please let them chat. Put it in the chat. Prabhu, can you just put the poll on? If you are able to access the poll about the feedback, just check you are able to put the poll on. Suresh Prabhu.
Okay. So any questions? I went very fast. You're able to understand. So any questions, please let me know.
Prabhu, you explain about that material yoga and there is spiritual yoga, and there was one more yoga like
Yuga or material world, spiritual world, Prabhu? Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Satya Yuga, you are telling? Deepak
No,
Prabhu?
no, no. You talked about this is like bhakti, where we are. That is material
World, correct.
world. Sorry, material world, not the
Hmm.
world, material world, and there is spiritual world, and there was one more word was
Okay.
there in between. Can you
Okay.
show that? Uh,
First, we can go to the slide of tip 3. Tip 3, there is one picture I posted there. Yeah, bro, there's material world, there's spiritual world. Spiritual world comprises of so many planets, not only one planet. Vaikunta, Goloka Vrindavan, Ayodhya, there are so many planets are there.
yeah, yeah. That just a minute. If you'll open that, I can.
Yeah, sure, bro. He's opening.
Yeah, in this one, there are like Vaikuntha Yuga also there in between, and
Correct.
Brahma Yuga. So, what is the difference in that one, or what? I mean, we
Yeah,
say if
very
you
good question.
do spiritually good, that we go to the spiritual Yuga. There is Vaikuntha Loka also. That what
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that?
Very nice, bro. Very good question. I want to cover that. I forgot, but yeah, as you told, there are kinds of activities like uh, three kinds of activities, bro. One is karma, then is vikarma, and third is akarma. So whatever we do as a karma, as activity, it may be good or it may be bad. So there are some pious activity and uh, uh, one is like sinful activity. So if you do pious activities, we elevate. We are in earthly planet, which is a middle planet. So there are some more planets on the top, like Swargaloka. There are so many other planets, and down there Atala, Vitala, Vitala, Patala. Many planets are there. So these are comprised of material world. If you do activity, as per Bhagavad Gita, we elevate. If you do good activities, we elevate to higher planets. If you do sinful activities, we'll degrade. So if you do good activities, we'll elevate, but we cannot go to the spiritual world. If you do devotional activity, which is akarma, which is comes under akarma, so it go to spiritual world. That is devotional service. By doing devotional service activities, like I told, 9 names of devotional service like Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So by doing the devotional activities, like 9 names of devotional service, especially chanting, when we do, we purify ourselves, our existence, and then we go back to our spiritual world. That is Vaikuntha Loka or Goloka Vrindavan. Understanding, Fauji? But if you do good activities, what happens? The good activity means punya. So punya activities, whatever we perform, we gain the credits. We elevate ourselves to spiritual, to Swargaloka or higher planets. Once the spiritual credits are over, whatever punya is over, we have to come back to them again, take birth in the material world based on our desires. So that's how we keep traveling. We should break this cycle and go back to spiritual world. That means we should have a desire that I understand my position as a part and parcel of God, and my position is in spiritual world. That is a Vaikuntha Loka or Koloka. I would aim that, and I should go back. I should make my desires in such a way that I want to go back to spiritual world. So in the material world, we keep elevate to different planets based on our activities, like pious activities or impious activities. So, but if you do activity of devotional service, which will take us from this material world to spiritual world, that is Vaikuntha Loka or Goloka Vrindavan. So we should always have this, while being here, should perform activities of devotional service and go back to spiritual world. Ihaloka Padavi, Paraloka Prapti. By doing activities here, we should be successful, and also we should do spiritual activity at devotional service and go back to spiritual world. Is that clear, Prabhu? Deepak Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Before that, Prabhu, thank you for the wonderful session. Okay, what I want to ask the members is that if the timing is okay, first question, 4:15, 5:15, 6:15, 7:15, what is the preference? You can chat. I'm not able to create a poll. Second question is that do we continue with the Zoom or get away with Zoom? So if you are preferring Zoom, type Zoom, or you can say others, you can say put others. So that would be really helpful for us to take a decision.
I got that poll, Proji.
No, the second poll which I want to create, whether we should continue with the Zoom or not.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, actually, I have a question.
Yes.
So I just started with chanting, so I'm very new to this. So today morning, I was actually looking into YouTube, and I was just playing the chanting mantra. When I started playing that, it started with Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and then it ends with Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So, but yesterday when I was reading, just started reading Bhagavad Gita, and in that it was written like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, and Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, why is it which is the right one? I just had a doubt. Like, is it changed from the past to the current present, or like?
Yeah. Okay, Prabhu. Whatever I heard, I'll try to explain. Maybe Question Gopinath can add. So, as per scriptures in Kalisanta Upanishad, it is mentioned as in Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This sequence only. It is Shodashaka Namnam, Kali Kalmasha Nashanam. The 16-word Hare Krishna mantra is cleanse all the material impurities. So, it was mentioned in that Upanishad as in this way only, Prabhuji. And Acharyas prescribed in this way. As Acharyas, you see, like in the God Vaishnava Parampara, from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to other Acharyas like Prabhupada has prescribed to chant here in this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So that was sequence given in scriptures also. What I meant to say, as per Kalisanta Upanishad as well. So maybe question Gopinath, you want to add, Proji?
Yeah, both are valid in terms of chanting Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Both are specified in the Upanishad. Now, what is happening is in those days, without any initiation or without taking any shelter, or you're an Brahmana, you are not allowed to chant. For example, Gayatri Mantra, you might read it from the internet, but there is no effect unless you get it from your guru. That's why when I presented last time Vedas also, I did not chant that Gayatri Mantra. So there are certain mantras, but in Kali Yuga, Mahaprabhu saw what is this? Nobody will not have any qualification to do that. Only Brahmanas. So he thought, okay, this will not work out. Then he took out this Kalisantana Upanishad. Prabhu said it is starting with Hare Krishna. He reversed the mantra because the Brahmanas were chanting Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He reversed it. Then people cannot come and question him why you are revealing this mantra. So it is a different mantra, but of course this is also specified in the Upanishad and Purana. So this is right always. So he was so compassionate. So he just reversed the mantra and gave. But this is bona fide because it's also in the Shastra. So in the Kali Yuga, we are all fallen. We can't have any good qualities. So you want to be merciful to us. So he gave this mantra. So you can chant either way. But I would prefer chanting Hare Krishna because that's specified in the Kali Santana Upanishad and other places as well.
Yeah, got it. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Proji.
Brahmana would have kept with themselves, and Kali Yuga nobody would have been chanting it. So there is no other way. Kali Yuga, Hare Rama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalav Nastiva Nastiva Gatirita. So it's all for our benefit. Lord Himself came and gave it to us.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot for that, Prabhu.
Can I request all of them to just text me whether we need to continue with the Zoom or we want to get away with the Zoom? Some people say let's not do chance. Probably bear with me one session or something. Once we test it completely, we will switch over. Last time
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Tandal Pranam. Very nice class, Prabhu. So much of materials you gained in small, no? Very, very nice. Very nice, Prabhu. Thanks.
Thank you,
Next.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
the timing is okay, 4:15 for everyone, or do we need to change timing to accommodate more people? What do you think? 4:15, 5:15, 6:15, 7:15.
Hope this time is perfect, Prabhu. This time is fine. For me, it's fine. Others also have to ask.
Touch on as well your views on this Zoom app. based on majority of call, I will take it forward. So meanwhile, we are also exploring other alternatives. So we will keep in touch with you. Anyone to speak or your experience so far in the last 3 sessions? How do you find it? If there is any improvement, scope for improvement, you're most welcome because we are
Roju,
valid structure. This really
your voice is a bit low. You're a bit low, Roju. Your voice is a bit low.
okay, I was asking them feedback. Anyone of you can speak on the topics so far